Welcome back to CrimeDoor TV. I'm Sydney Schofield. It's time now to take a trip back in crime history. In 1954, Marilyn Sheppard was a 31-year-old socialite living near Cleveland, Ohio with her husband Samuel, who was a doctor at Bayview Hospital. While he was at work, Marilyn maintained the home, cleaning and cooking and raising their young son. The couple was known to host parties, including one every year for Independence Day. And just like all the years before, July 4th, 1954 was no exception. But when the guests left, the nightmare began. Marilyn was later found lying in bed, beaten to death. Samuel told police he was asleep downstairs when he heard his wife screaming. He said he ran upstairs and chased an attacker out to the private beach behind their home. He told police the attacker got away. As police started to investigate, they didn't see any signs of breaking and entering. However, it was discovered that Samuel was having an affair with a former coworker. That established a motive for police. Samuel was arrested on July 30th, 1954, and he spent 9 weeks in court trying to convince a jury of his innocence. But on December 21st of that year, he was convicted of second-degree murder. Before and during the trial, Marilyn's case was covered extensively by the press. 10 years after Samuel's conviction, the Supreme Court ruled he was denied a fair trial, blaming the pretrial publicity and the judge's not-so-strict rules for the media. The court overturned his conviction. The case would go on to make its mark in the U.S. legal system, defining what protections from media coverage were necessary under the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. Then, in 1966, the state of Ohio retried Samuel. This time, the judge limited how many members of the press were allowed in the courtroom and banned interviews with anyone involved in the case. This time, Samuel was acquitted. 4 years after his retrial in 1970, Samuel died of liver failure. The case was reopened after his death, and DNA from the crime scene was retested. The results came back inconclusive, unable to resolve Samuel's guilt or innocence in the death of his wife Marilyn in July of 1954.